YouTube land and welcome to the Get In and Get Out Nintendo podcast. I am one of your hosts, Dantes, and joining me, like always, Cappy himself, Caleones. How you doing, Caleones?
Hey, how you doing, Dantes? How you doing, everybody? And this one is a very exciting podcast. No, we won't be able to provide reviews of the game yet because we got it like almost everybody else on Friday. But the big one is out, and it's receiving pretty good reviews overall. So we're gonna be talking about that, talking about our impressions, and also about you guys and what you think about the game. So let's go ahead and get it started. Take over, Dantes.
Caleones, I guess the stupidest question of all time today. What games have you been playing?
No contest. I mean, if you start counting by Friday, before that, I mean, of course, more Splatoon, but I want to get more Splatoon in before getting this game. This game's gonna take over for a while, so yeah, very excited about
This
it.
game is gonna suck the life out of you. Trust me. Quickly to start, I've been playing Mario Odyssey 2. I'm showing here my game cover, of course, of the game. Also, back here, I'm showing. One second. I'm showing the two amiibos. I did bought two of the amiibos. Bowser was out, so I got Mario top hat, and this is my first Princess Peach. So yeah, I'm buying dolls now. But anyway, I wanted it just mostly for the perks that they give you in the game. Like I said, I'm 100% maniac just to get everything. I don't know what Bowser gives you, but Bowser is sold out. I'm surprised Bowser is the one selling out so fast. But anyway, just showing here some of the amiibos here. And again, we're celebrating the launch. This episode is going to be special because we're basically celebrating Mario Odyssey. And again, we're going to go with our impressions, but we're going to leave that for Onuma's Nintendo discussion. But with that out of the way, Caleones, let's do a rigmarole, shall we? I want to welcome everybody to the Get In and Get Out Nintendo podcast, episode 21st. We're finally adults. Every Monday, why I keep saying Monday? Every Saturday, 9:30 Eastern time. Yes, the old days, it was Monday. But remember, now, it's Saturday. I need to tell that to myself. Please remember to subscribe, like, and comment so you can make these two crazy MFs happy. Also, remember, if you don't want to see your ugly faces, hey, it's all good. We got a solution for you. Go to SoundCloud and iTunes and download this podcast for free. Rate us over there so you can show us some love. Also, go to our Facebook page at Force In Unison Gaming. And finally, and Dantes says finally, go to shigerosnews.com to give some clicks and love. And for the latest Force In Unison exclusives. And give some clicks and love to my boy Caleones. With all that said, Caleones, are you ready? I said, are you ready? For the no one in attendance. And right now, let me look at the click. And the 6 people watching around the way. Let's get ready for Reggie's News Center.
My body is ready.
My body's ready, baby. Go ahead, Caleones. Take it away. Oh, you're in mute. Yeah.
So are you saying that
Yeah, you.
nothing can hear me? But I was gonna say that we have plenty of news tonight. Of course, most of those are gonna be centered about Super Mario Odyssey, their reviews, game rankings, and overall just bonanza when it comes to it. So we are gonna start with the first one, and is of course the big one. So everybody like thinks of Metacritic as one of the most reliable sources of overall rankings when it comes to the games, and Super Mario Odyssey, it's right now making it difficult for Nintendo Switch fans because it is currently tied with The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild as the highest rated game of the year at 97%. So Dantes, is that a big deal?
Of course, it's a big deal. Let me open it here quickly. I forgot to open it. I'm sorry, Caleones. You're gonna look on the side. You're gonna see how the magic happens right now because I'm opening the news here on Metacritic. There you go. It's gone. There we go. Just wanted to give a couple of a couple of the big outlets what they said about the game and how good it is. So let's click here Metacritic quickly. See what is the overall. Of course, it's a 97. Okay, let's start with the 97. Again, another 97 for Nintendo. I have never seen that. I told Caleones early this year that I thought Breath of the Wild would get like around 92, 93, something to that extent, because to me, that's the norm. The industry is so full of so many reviewers that it's really hard to get games higher than 95 for Metacritic. And more, hey, you're going to get your troll review. That's part of it. You have to expect that your points are going to go down because there's going to be one asshole out there that says, this game sucks. It's a 4. At least for Mario Odyssey, no reviewer is less than 75. But just quickly, just to pick a couple of here. IGN. Let's go with IGN first. Mario games have been around for almost as long as game consoles have been a thing. But thankfully, he's always evolving. We rarely get the same Mario twice. Super Mario Odyssey delivers on the ongoing promise of originality and innovation. It distills the serious, joyful, irreverent world and characters and best-in-class platforming action. And it introduces a steady stream of new and unexpected mechanics. It's all spun together into a generational masterpiece. 10 out of 10 from IGN. Let's go with another big hitter here. I'm just looking for big hitters, so I apologize. GameSpot. GameSpot states, Mario's latest outing is big, bold, and bursting with new ideas. Just like Breath of the Wild, it's another instance of Nintendo going above and beyond to redefine our expectations. It's a shining example of refined creativity and another crowd jewel for the Switch that is without equal. 10 out of 10 from GameStop. Oh, excuse me, GameSpot, not GameStop. Anyway, now we do have to say the troll review. There's always one, but it's all good. Right? Opinions are like buttholes. Everybody has one. But let's go. Place scene. How you pronounce it, Caleones? Okay. Anyway, play sign, whatever it's called. Thought really a neat game. Super Mario Odyssey is utterly underwhelming adventure for every long-term Super Mario fan in existence. Unless Cappy brainwash you, in that case, you are satisfied zombie customer now. No, seriously, only a zombie would find a healthy challenge in this pleasant but disappointing easy Super Mario walk in the park game. Sorry, Odyssey. So those are kind of like spectrums of all the reviewers. Caleones, do you have something to say about Super Mario Odyssey 97? And mostly about this last review that I just mentioned.
Well, I'll talk about the last reviewer. I mean that's just Skip Bayless. He's just got a hold of the website and he wanted to just hate on it for just to hate on it. So the same way that he hates on LeBron, he wanted to hate on Super Mario Odyssey, and that's why he just let it all out. So aside from that one, I'm just gonna brush it aside. The only thing that one is doing is keeping Mario Odyssey from having a 98 percent. But either way, like you were talking about the games, it is a lot harder to score higher because, for example, this is an example, and I'm not saying anything bad about the game, but Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. It has a 98 ranking on Metacritic, a 98, but that's only out of 19 reviews. Super Mario Odyssey so far has 68, and that number is going to continue to climb because most of the outlets, they received the game in the last week or last couple of days before the game came out, so they're still playing through the game. So that number is probably going to climb all the way to like over 90 or 100. So that tells you if Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 would have had 100 reviewers for the game, it probably would have scored lower than a 98. So, like I said, we just got to keep it in different generations. And so far, a 97 nowadays, it's crazy. I mean, that's amazing. It was something that I didn't think that Breath of the Wild could do because like you said, so many people, so many opinions, and it wasn't going to be getting tens out of everybody, but somehow it did. Same thing with Mario Odyssey. I didn't think it was going to be possible because so many reviewers out there, and of course, because what's the chance that Nintendo's going to have two games, high, ranked this high on the same year, or within a couple of months? So, very surprised, and of course, me as someone that has been loving video games because of Mario, and because that was the first game I ever played and got me into video games, then I'm more than happy. Or I couldn't be happier than I am by seeing that score. So yeah, I mean that's all I could say about him.
So, a couple of shout outs, Lumpy, PS, and Dick. Thank you for joining us. Like always, you guys rock. I am gonna say something quick, and to add to what Caleones just stated, 297s in a year. You have to give credit where credit is due. As a PlayStation fan, I'm proud to say has been one of the most exciting years from Nintendo. Really good year. The only thing that I'm scared a little bit about is if my excitement will drop off next year, because basically Nintendo is dropping all my favorite franchises this year with Zelda, Mario, and of course Xenoblade Chronicles later this year. But I am hoping that Nintendo surprises me for next year and brings me the next Xenoblade Chronicles that I never expected a new IP like that to love. For me to even substitute and become one of my favorite RPGs of all time. So maybe there's a surprise gem out there that Nintendo will surprise me next year. But still, credit where credit's due. 297s. I stated to Caleones that Sony only get 90s when Naughty Dog drops their game, and Naughty Dog cannot drop 2 games a year, of course. So Nintendo dropping 297s in a single year, that is really something to applaud for, and shows you that Nintendo is still one of the top developers in the world, no matter what people give them shit about, no matter sometimes if their hardware is underwhelming or if they're missing features. They know how to make games, and you have to give them credit where credit is due. And this is the critical part, and we're gonna leave that for when we give our impressions, but their games are just fun. Zelda Breath of the Wild is fun. Mario Odyssey is fun. But we're gonna give more impressions. Really good. I'm proud for Nintendo. I'm really happy for Nintendo, because a world without Nintendo is gonna suck a lot. So any 297s, really good. Nintendo, Caleones, go ahead and go with the next piece of news.
Okay, well, and with the next one, we're just gonna continue with
Mario Celebration.
So yes, so we have another outlet, and this one is coming from Game Rankings. So far, I mean, the game has 31 reviews aggregated on there, but it currently has the highest rated. I mean, it's currently sitting as the highest rated game ever with a 98.79, and that's over Super Mario Galaxy, the first one, at 97.64. So I mean, it's just looking at the top 10 here, and you have among the top 10, 1, 2, 3, 3 Mario games. You have 2 Legend of Zelda games. You have 3 Grand Theft Auto games, and then you have Soul Calibur and Uncharted 2. So those are the top 10 games for Game Ranking. So great company to be in, and to be number 1 now, I mean, in this day and age is great achievement, and it's amazing.
Yeah. Again, there's not only Metacritic out there. You guys can see Game Rankings, and you can see what is your favorite way to make a purchasing decision. That's how I take Metacritic. And
OpenCritic is the other one.
Yeah, correct. Thank you, Caleones, for that. Yeah, but my point to that is that you also have to see not only the Metacritic score or Game Ranking score to make a purchasing decision, but what type of game you like. Because like I was telling Caleones just the other day, I love Darksiders 1, and that has like a 78 Metacritic. Like, to me, that's like the mature Zelda game, right? Same concept. You go into dungeons, you open keys, you find a big bad boss at the end of the dungeon. Love that game, right? And he has a 78 on Metacritic, right? So my point to that is that use Metacritic to basically stay away from the shit. But also, if you like a genre, a 75 and higher than that, it's still good score. I don't know why the gaming industry feels like, oh, it needs to be like a 90 and everybody loses their shit, right? Because I know that, and again, I'm here to also state, fanboys, you all should stop it and die, because in reality, you guys, well, not you, Caleones, you're mini fanboy. You're not there yet, but like Jim Sterling getting attacked for a fake review that he did not put for a 7 out of 10. Someone put a picture and made it pass like a review score. People, it's just reviews. If you're getting a 97 on Metacritic, don't suffer, don't sweat it. It's good. Mario Odyssey is awesome. Don't stop this competition. Hey, Horizon Zero Dawn has an 89 on Metacritic. Do you think I'm losing sleep for it? I'm still putting it as one of the top games this year, right? So stop it. Just again, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. Just enjoy your game. But again, use other revenue. Again, use it for making purchasing decisions. Go ahead, Caleones.
Yeah, well, I mean, like you said, pretty much, I know, we cannot overreact when it comes to certain things, and of course, we want our favorite game to always be, the top rated one, the one above everything else. I would say, just learn to ignore the reviews that are on the bottom. Just, either way, before you criticize, just go ahead and read through it. They may have, really good arguments, and because, and the same one that Jim Sterling had for, the Breath of the Wild. Even though it was a lower score than everybody else expected, but he did have some really good arguments when it came to it. So of course, you still want a higher score for your game, but and I'll say that for a Jim Sterling specific review for the one for Super Mario Odyssey, it's kind of questionable. The one that they gave it 75 out of 100, but as everything else, it's their opinion. They may or may not have an agenda behind that opinion. But either way, that's their opinion. So we need to.
And to add just the Jim Sterling review, like I give Zelda Breath of the Wild to me a 9. I would give it a 9.5. I don't know. I think when we do our end of the year show, we can say more. But I would say this: like I understood Jim Sterling's issues with the game. Like I hate weapon durability. I wish that doesn't come back in the next Zelda game, but it will. But I learned to live through it, and that's the other thing that I hated. Like the Master Sword is my favorite weapon in video games of all time, and it sucked that I couldn't use it like I would want to. But at least Master Mode and the Trials of the Sword fixed that a little bit. So I love Master Mode more because of that when I play Master Mode. So again, I understood Jim Sterling's, and again, you take your opinions, takes everybody's opinions, and just use it. There's good and bad. No game is perfect. No game is perfect. And more in this world that we live in, it's going to be harder and harder to say, oh, look, this game is perfect, because you're going to have so many different opinions, so many people reviewing games today. So, again, to me, it's still just an honor for Nintendo that has 2 97s this year. But anyway, keep going, Carlos.
Yeah, but going over with the next one, and this one is, the Nintendo is not only conquering when it comes to the video game rankings, but it's also on the music ranking. So the Jump Up Superstar theme song from Super Mario Odyssey is in the top 40 iTunes songs in the all genre chart. So that means if you haven't heard it, or you probably did, if you've seen the commercial where they're all dancing and all, so that's the song. It's sung by Pauline, which I don't know, but I still say that she's Mario's mom. But yeah, anyway.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah. I don't know. But yeah, they're conquering the music scene. So, overall, Nintendo is everywhere this year.
Yeah, that's good. That's a catchy song. I'm not saying it's my cup of tea because I'm metal. But hey, it's a catchy song, and the commercial was fun. When I saw the commercial and they're all people dancing with the suits and everything, I thought it was a great way to sell the game. Like I stated in this podcast, Nintendo is really doing a good job promoting the games this year and the system. So, hey, props for Nintendo.
Yeah. So, when it comes to Mario games, they're receiving praise from, players. They're receiving praise from reviewers, but they're also receiving praise from, corporate people. Like, for example, we have the corporate vice president of Xbox and Windows congratulating Nintendo for Super Mario Odyssey. He did leave a tweet saying, "Congratulations at Nintendo of America on an amazing Mario release. I can't wait to dive in." So for me, this is something that I really love. So we have all these people, with the console wars and Nintendo versus PlayStation versus Microsoft and all of that. But you have somebody from a competing company saying, "Congratulations, and I cannot wait to play this game." So I mean, overall, and we know Nintendo that it does have the longer history when it comes to video game in comparison to Microsoft and PlayStation because they have been longer in the video game scene, and even as a company, they have been around for over 100 years. But this is what we need to see more, and hopefully, the console wars someday are going to be over.
No, that's not happening. You know that's
Well,
not happening.
I should say, someday console wars are going to be over when there's no other console except for a Nintendo console.
Yeah, sure. There was another one, right? Caleones, another person congratulated Mario Odyssey.
Yes. Yeah, we had the Bethesda team and the Wolfenstein team. They're congratulating Nintendo as well on Mario Odyssey. They say congrats on the launch of Super Mario Odyssey, Nintendo of America. We can't wait to bring Wolfenstein 2 to Nintendo Switch in 2018. So I guess you can take that as confirmation again that Wolfenstein is coming out next year. And they did include a tweet of, I mean, that was, if you can present it on there, or we'll be posting it on our Facebook page if you haven't seen the picture, but it's a picture of what it seems to be a cat or something like that. If you can see that creature wearing the cappy on him and on the mustache.
It's funny how Bethesda now is becoming one of the good partners of Nintendo. Interesting because Bethesda was one of the companies that, or developers or publishers that really hammered the Wii U last gen. It just shows you. It's all about the money, my friend. It's all about that green. It doesn't matter. If you have a good console, you're going to get games. That's pure and simple. Go ahead,
but
Gabriel.
I mean, in a way, you got to congratulate, or say that Nintendo did their job by having Nvidia, work on the chipset when it comes to the console, and I mean, at the very least, having 4 gigs of RAM in there. So even though people complain about the battery life, but they put enough there so that some of the games, like Doom, Wolfenstein 2, LA Noire, and Skyrim can make it over to the console. So hopefully that will continue. The console doesn't seem to stop selling, so for me that should be a trend that will extend beyond next year and all. So the next one is that we have Amazon charts ranking Super Mario Odyssey as the second best-selling game of 2017, and the game just came out yesterday, and that tells you of all 2017 is the second best-selling game of the year. So that's really impressive. And actually, I gotta I gotta correct that. Super Mario Odyssey just became the best-selling game of 2017. It was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but it has already jumped in on the Amazon ranking. So Super Mario Odyssey is number one.
Do you think Mario Odyssey will become the best-selling 3D Mario game of all time, Caleones?
I'll say it's gonna be for me. It's gonna be one of those evergreen titles that people buy the console alongside with the game. So it's gonna have one of those insane attach rate of over like 70%. So if Nintendo continues to sell, and if the system sells at the very least just as good as the 3DS, having 65 to 70 million copies out there, the game is gonna be in the close to 40 million copies sold. So that's gonna be amazing.
Yep. Yeah. We'll see. I think the best-selling Mario game, I think it was Galaxy One, right? It was like 12 million. And then I think after that is Mario 64 with 11 million, something to that extent. I'm not 100% sure, but it's close there. So again, this game could be big seller. We have to, but it's gonna be in the long run. I don't think it's gonna get it in a year or so. I think as the Switch builds the install base, a lot of people will get this game. They're gonna be 2 de facto games. You're always gonna buy when you buy the Switch, and I think I would say 3 now. Thinking about it, I would say Zelda, Mario Kart, and Mario Odyssey. Everybody, when they buy the Switch, at least for the first time, are gonna buy those 3 games, in my opinion. So.
Yeah, and I mean to give you a specific ranking on here, and this is coming out of VG charts. So they have Super Mario Brothers, the original one, as the best-selling Mario game ever, with a little over 40 million copies sold.
Correct. That's a 2D Mario game. That's why I meant 3D Mario
yes.
game. Can you go
with
to
the 3D
Mario games? Yep.
Yeah, with 3D Mario games, it's actually Super Mario 64 with 11.89 million copies sold. So
how much did Mario Galaxy sell?
Mario Galaxy was just below it with 11.36.
Ah, okay. Okay.
So yeah, so I mean, but yeah, I mean, Nintendo actually didn't sell that many Nintendo 64 systems. The Wii sold over 100 million, but it's only sold 11 million. So that means about 11% of the people that own a Wii bought Super Mario Galaxy. And for me, Super Mario Odyssey is going to have a much bigger attach rate than 11%. So if it's somewhere close to the 60, 70%, it's just going to eclipse that number. And it's going to erase history when it comes to probably 2D and 3D Mario games sales-wise.
Okay. Okay. We'll see. We'll see. I don't think no one's gonna break Mario, the original Mario Brothers sales numbers, but we'll see how many sells. Go ahead, Caleones.
Okay, so we have Atlas, and they actually did a reveal of Shin Megami Tensei for the Nintendo Switch. It is an exclusive game, but one of the things that they revealed was that the game is going to be numbered in the series, so it will be Shin Megami Tensei 5. And they decided, well, they said the reason they decided for the Nintendo Switch as their platform choice is because fans enjoy the game both on the go and hooked up, to the TV. So we have, Persona 5, which is, from the same company, and a lot of people were complaining about the game being exclusive to the PS4 because, most of those people play the games on the Vita and they want to take the game on the go. And that's why, even though the game sold greatly and reviewed great, the sales may have been a little stagnant because the fans think of it as a kind of like a mobile title. So that's why they decided to do Shin Megami Tensei 5 exclusively on the Switch, because you can play it at home and on the go. So it does have that versatility, and the fan base will embrace that. So, I mean, do you have anything to say about this?
No, it's a big RPG coming to the Switch. Like we were talking the other day, I think this could be a turning point where the Switch could become the RPG machine, basically. I think it will, in my opinion. Again, the system is selling great in Japan, and with the portability of the system, it's just made for RPGs. And even the Vita was an RPG machine because, again, a being portable machine, it made really good money for the RPG makers. So this is a good turning point. Would it surpass the PlayStation as an RPG machine right now? As for consoles, I mean, I don't know, but it just shows you the power of the Switch. It just shows you how well the system is selling in Japan. So.
But it's just going to be one of those things where I think Persona, we might see something like Persona 5 Golden appear on the Switch. I wouldn't really be surprised, to see something like that. Then again, they may decide that, okay, so Persona is going to be PlayStation only, Shin Megami Tensei is going to be Nintendo only, but I really believe that, like the fan base of Persona 5 would probably receive it better on the Switch because of that, because of the portability. But we'll see what happens in the future. But something else that we had happened this week, and it was kind of like impromptu. Nobody really knew about it, but the Nintendo Switch did have a new update, and that update does enable the use of the GameCube controller with the adapter. So, great news for everybody that got it for the Wii U. Is going to support the GameCube controller now, and hopefully that's some sort of indication that games like Smash Bros. Melee or something or other GameCube games will be coming over to the Switch. So what do you say?
So supposedly Nintendo stated that they were as surprised as the people who discovered this, and I don't buy that. I think maybe they're setting up ground for those GameCube games. That GameCube Virtual Console has been in rumor for a long time. Or maybe we're getting that Smash Deluxe. Hey, you never know. Both things are really good in my book. So
yeah. So that'll be. I mean, if it happens, I'll say it's just about time for those games to appear. Or I mean, they may be thinking of 2018. They may not have as many releases coming out. So they might want to trickle in the Virtual Console and those GameCube games in between to stretch out the games a little. But at this point, we don't know what the releases will be for next year, so it's all up in the air. Somewhere around January is when we should receive a Nintendo Direct, where it's going to state the games for the year. So hopefully that'll be coming soon. But we have the NPD sales results for September. And
the official ones now, because last week we talked about it. It was just Nintendo mentioning how they won the NPD, but we didn't have the officials yet. But yeah, now we have officials.
Okay, so we have the top 20 results when it comes to the games from the MPD. So Destiny, they got Destiny 2, they got first place, which was to be expected. NBA 2K18 got second place. For me, I actually did believe that NBA 2K18 was going to get first place and Destiny second, but I mean they still pulled it off. You had Madden 18 third, FIFA 18 four, and Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle came in at fifth. So that's a huge win for Ubisoft, huge win for Nintendo, and hopefully it's going to continue to open up those third-party games for the system and see more collaborations in between Nintendo and Ubisoft and Nintendo and other companies as well. So you had Marvel and Capcom Infinite number six, which it's very surprising based on the reception from the game. Grand Theft Auto 5 number seven. That game just doesn't die. You, you had NHL 18 number eight. Zelda Breath of the Wild number 9, Rainbow Six number 10, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe number 11, Metroid Samus Returns number 12, Pokken Tournament DX number 13, Overwatch 14, Ark Survival Evolved number 15, or Uncharted The Lost Legacy number 16, which is it still has good, really good legs the game. NBA Live 18 number 17, Splatoon 2 18, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy number 19, and Minecraft number 20 to close it out. So Nintendo did really good when it came to the rankings, and like I said, Mario Rabbids a huge win for Ubisoft and Nintendo.
Okay, cool. I think the what shows you again is I keep getting surprised how many Nintendo games are on the top 10 of MPD. I am honestly astonished. So, where do you think Mario Odyssey will because Mario Odyssey launched against two big games, right? Wolfenstein 2 and Assassin's Creed. Do you think Mario Odyssey will beat both in the MPDs for October?
Well, I'll say it's probably going to be a little bit hard because, um, well, actually, it all depends. Because the games did release in 27, and I'm not exactly sure when the NPD like stops. So it might end on like October 26th or something like that. So they might be cut off, and you have to wait until the one from the next one. So it all depends on the cutoff from the for the game. But I'll say the one that has the best chance to sell the most copies is Assassin's Creed because it's a longer franchise. They've had, I mean, it's a good selling franchise. Plus, you have the install base of the PS4 plus the Xbox One together, which is a lot bigger than one the Switch has. But what Nintendo and what Super Mario Odyssey will beat both of those games on is going to be the attach rate and the percentage of those fans that get the game. So I believe that there's going to be either double or triple the percentage when it comes to how many people get Super Mario Odyssey on the Switch versus how many people get Assassin's Creed Origins or Wolfenstein 2 on the Xbox and play on PS4.
Yep. We'll see. We'll see. I do feel that Mario Odyssey is gonna win. I have a feeling that Wolfenstein may bomb a little bit. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But anyway, go ahead, Caleones.
Moving along, we have that Reggie saying that video on demand services will come to the Switch in due time. So he was in New York City for the launch of Super Mario Odyssey, and he was talking to Kotaku about the Switch, the release, and other news. So he did drop saying they are going to come in due time. You'd have to ask the folks at Netflix. I have Netflix CEO Reed Hastings' number, so hopefully he didn't share his number because then everybody will have it. But again, this is like the virtual console. I think it's going to be something that Nintendo could use next year to like separate the game releases and all by doing an update, having this the on-demand services out, or they might even be waiting for the online the Nintendo Switch Online to officially be released. So we don't know, but it just makes sense. Eventually, it's going to make it. So just be patient. You have a lot of great games to play to keep you preoccupied until they finally come out.
Yep, I agree. But they better put those features at least when you put the pay online. If again, it's you have a tablet here. I know we talked about this a lot in this podcast, but you have a tablet, Nintendo. Make it a tablet. You can have a lot of people using your device, not only for gaming, but as a multimedia platform. But hopefully this will get in there pretty soon.
Yeah. So moving over to the next one, and we have, and this is coming from Japanese Nintendo, and from Twitter, they said that Yoshiaki Koizumi says that to expect more than just traditional Nintendo IPs for Nintendo Switch next year. So for me, that's really big news, even though it doesn't really tell us which IPs we should be expecting. But we've already seen glimpses of Yoshi for next year. We've seen Kirby for next year. We've seen what might be Metro Prime 4 for 2018. It might be a 2019 title. We're not sure. We know that Fire Emblem, is going to receive a proper game and not like a Dynasty Warriors collaboration. But it's going to be like what Dantes? What games do you think he's talking about? If you were to guess. And for everybody out there, if you can post on the comment sections, what games do you think that Yoshiaki Koizumi was talking when he said that he expects more than just traditional Nintendo IPs for 2018?
I don't know. Like I was stating, I am concerned about my excitement for Nintendo next year because they drop all the bombs for me this year. So I'm hoping that there's an IP out there that is going to make me, love it like I do with Xenoblade Chronicles, right? So I'm hoping there's something. I think at least for next year, I hope to see a Pikmin. I hope to see Metroid Prime. Those two games I do like. Again, not in my, oh my God, excitement, but I do like Pikmin a lot, and I do like a Metroid a lot. So we'll see. I'm hoping something surprising there. Honestly, I'm hoping for a 2D Mario game. Again, I know it's not what he's saying, a non-traditional IP, but I'm hoping for a 2D Mario game. I love the Wii U new Super Mario Brother game, so I like those games. So I'm hoping we can get a smaller scale of the IPs, and then for non-traditional IPs, maybe I don't know, maybe are we gonna see the first mature developed Nintendo game? I don't know. Maybe that's what he's saying. Nintendo, the reason they've been successful this year is they're giving their young developers more chance to shine and develop new games, and that's how Splatoon came about. So you could foresee one of those new kids coming out with something new, and that's where he means. So it is exciting. I am really hopeful that we know what next year's calendar is all about pretty soon. Again, I know Nintendo's trying to just show the games that are coming really close, but you have to build that hype. So I do really want to see what do they have planned for 2018.
Yeah, and something that Nintendo has shown us this year is that they're not afraid of taking risks. And that's how ARMS, coming out with ARMS, doing another 2D Metroid, where when they've been away from it for so long, 2 years ago when they came out with Splatoon, and like you said, that new crop of Nintendo developers, the young generation, they have so many ideas, and they seem to be ones that Nintendo as a company are embracing, and they're not afraid to push to the forefront and release. So hopefully we're going to continue to see Nintendo taking those chances. They're still going to work on the main IPs, and I would expect Nintendo to release a proper sequel to Super Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild during this generation of Switch. So hopefully we'll continue to see that. But yeah, we should be expecting even more games that are brand new to the system. So hopefully. Another thing that you could see is just take a look at Nintendo Land for the Wii U, and maybe a couple of those like IPs that they had on there. Maybe we're going to see some of those. So who knows? But either way, that just means that even more games and games that we still haven't heard of. So we already know some of the games that will be coming out next year, and this is going to be even more. So I mean, very exciting to be a Nintendo owner, a Nintendo Switch owner. So yeah, moving along and going over to the other one, then we have Nintendo focusing on Nintendo 3DS for new customers in the Nintendo family. This was coming from
die by my hand. I creep across the land, killing firstborn child. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I don't know. Like it's one of those things where we've constantly been saying that. I mean, we love the 3DS, but we want it to die. And the reason why we want that for it is because we want those games to be coming out on the Switch. Like, can you imagine Metroid Samus Returns if that one would have been released on the Switch instead of the
High
3DS?
definition, 720, 60 frames per
Yep.
second.
And I would say, or I would guarantee that the game would have sold just as good on the Switch as it did on the 3DS,
No, the
even
problem. No,
though
it would have
it's
sold better because admittedly, the game is not selling that great. Caleones, that is the
no,
truth.
it's not.
Based on what I'm seeing, it's not selling great. So in the Switch, you would have had more of a chance that game selling way more. But it kind of shows you the strategy too, because that's why they put the Mario Party games, the top 100 Mario Party games on the Switch. They're trying to make the Switch like an entry-level console where kids could, be cheap, could buy the console and then start playing. My point to that is you need to be promoting the Switch. Make them buy the Switch. But anyway, it's Nintendo's strategy. They're making money right now, so who cares right now? But still,
but
I just want to see
to
those
give you the
games
quote,
on HD. Go ahead, Caleon, sorry.
yeah, but to give you the quote, because it was an interview with Time Magazine from Reggie Fils-Aimé. So he said, this is what he said. So let's see if you agree with it or not. The Nintendo Switch being a system that's been in the marketplace now only 7 months, certainly that's a system that our teams will continue to develop for and bring fantastic new experiences. We have to do that to keep driving that platform forward. We view the 3DS as a very important part of our lineup, but really targeted against a different consumer. That product is really focused against the new consumers in the Nintendo family, such as 5, 6, 7, or 10-year-olds who want their own dedicated systems and a system on which they can play all of these great games. So it's going to have a different focus, entry consumers and consumers looking for a little bit more value. So that's how they're differentiated. There will be new games for the 3DS line, so we're not in any way stopping our activity for that platform, but it's just focused on a different type of consumer.
Hey, they're the ones making money, Caleones. I don't know. I don't know. I've seen a lot of kids getting their own Switch. I mean, how many Switches you have in your house? 2, right?
Yeah, 2.
So it's not like they're not getting their own Switch. And I mean, when the 3DS came out, it was the same price as the no. It was $300. No, it was $200.
Oh, $249.
$249. Okay, close. Well, it was close enough. When the 3DS came out. So, I don't know. It's just I've struggled with that. I know what they're trying, and I know that they're just trying to make money too. And also, if you think about, okay, I'm gonna start thinking about a businessman. It is way cheaper to make a game on the 3DS, right? I would assume, right, Caleones? It would be way cheaper. So, let's say you don't need to sell as much on the 3DS to make money back. So they're just saying they're still making some games like the Super Metroid, the Metroid Samus Return game, and then the top 100 because they're cheap games to make. And then even if they don't sell as well, they're still making that money back. Plus, the install base of the 3DS is over 70. It's close to 70 million units sold. So again, you don't need to do much to sell, right? So I don't know. I understand why business-wise it makes sense that they're putting some games still on the 3DS. I just want them on the Switch HD. That's it. I'm just being selfish asshole here. So
yeah, we're not. I mean, we love the 3DS, like I said, but I would love to have all those games centered on the Switch because, I mean, it would make an already amazing lineup on the Switch even more so. So, but in due time, that's what we're going to see. We might see a Switch Mini and the regular Switch using the same cartridge. I mean, the cartridge is even smaller than the 3DS cartridge. So that tells you that they can go smaller with the Switch. We'll see what happens. So moving on to Nintendo France. They stated that they plan to sell 400,000 Nintendo Switch units in the next 10 weeks. So, I mean, that'll be in the next 2 months, 2.5 months.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think that's doable for them?
Yeah, I think so. It's France is doing really well. So, and this thing is selling, so it's doable. We'll see. The reason they're saying that, I think, is because Christmas period is coming, right? So I'm guessing a lot of people are gonna start buying consoles and stuff like that. So they expect to sell a lot, and that's probably what's allocated. I went to Toys R Us today, and I saw Switches on the finally there's Switches now on the on the aisle. They're there. You can buy them, and you don't need to be fighting for finding your Switch. So I think Nintendo's building that stock. Yeah, there could be a reason that now the excitement is going down. The Switch is going to start selling normally instead of the high pace that it was selling. But also that could mean that they're preparing for Christmas and that you're not going to find it at Christmas time. So we'll see once Black Friday hits. That's going to be the real test to me. Is it a Wii U situation where the Switch, which I don't think, just to clarify, but is it a Wii U situation where the fans bought the Switch and then the sales went really slow down later on? Or is it going to be a juggernaut that a lot of people expected? I'm still standing with my prediction that it's going to sell like the 3DS. It's going to be around the 60 to 70 million units sold. That's my prediction. But this first Christmas break is going to be critical for the Switch. And I think Nintendo's going to do fine because they're doing a really hell of a good job in promoting the system.
Yeah, and when it comes to the sales on the system, I mean, I would say like, if they sell like, let's say 60 to 70 million Switches, everybody's gonna call that it was underwhelming. They underperformed because they weren't able to reach like Wii numbers. But with the attach rate, but with the attach rate that you're seeing on the Switch, with how many games are being sold, how many people have bought multiple games, and you can see it yourself, like in such an amount, I mean, in such a short time, how many games have you bought for the system? So I'll say probably more than you did for any other console in that same time frame. So if the game sales continue like that, Nintendo selling 60 to 70 millions is going to be more than enough, and it's going to be extremely profitable for the company.
I prefer, Caleones, 70 million install base where people are buying games than like the Wii, 101 million install base, and a lot of the third parties or a lot of software did not sell. That's pure simple. Aside from Nintendo games, that system did not sell anything else well. So Nintendo makes money on the software, not on the hardware. So they would prefer 70 million rabid fans buying games than 101 casuals not buying shit. That's my personal opinion.
Okay, and moving along, and this is one that I'm really glad to say. It is one that it illustrates my prediction that the Shigeru mini market is going to become the Shigeru supermarket, and it's that my Nintendo News is reporting that Nintendo Switch is currently home to over 200 games. So they went ahead and said it after 7 months, it's home to 202 games. And it just keeps growing and keeps getting bigger. November is going to be a really big month for Nintendo when it comes to third-party games. So that is going to be just increasing. And when we talk about the Shigeru's mini market, you're going to see even how many games came out this week, even though Super Mario Odyssey was going to come out as well. So Nintendo they just continue to get games. And would you say that's impressive? 202 games right now?
Yeah. I know a lot of the detractors are going to say, 199 of them are indies. Okay, so whatever. They're games. They're selling. You're getting gems like Golf Story, Sever. I'm sorry. I'm missing right now. I apologize. I'm blanking out here. Caleones, you know more games than me. But anyway, you're getting indie games. You're getting good indie games. Shovel Knight. There you go. I sound like fuck. That's a simple one. I am Setsuna, Lost Sphere. Now I'm going, and now I'm rolling, baby. Now I'm rolling. You're gonna get next year. Octopath Traveler, whatever it's called. But you're getting games. You're getting good quality games. I prefer getting good quality games than getting 1 million. Indie games that are bad, right? So you're getting good quality. Snake Pass. I forgot about Snake Pass. Again, another good quality indie game. So, Sonic Mania. There we go. Another. I keep going. I know. I keep going. That's not an indie, but it is kind of like an old school 2D game. So it's not like a big game.
And only $20. So
yeah, exactly.
Buy it if you haven't.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of good games. I keep going around. There's a lot of good games in the system, and then you go to your retail games. You got ARMS, you got your Splatoon 2, you got your Mario and Rabbids, you got your two big daddies, which was Odyssey and Zelda Breath of the Wild. I think Nintendo's done a good job this year. And then now in November, you're gonna get a couple of good AAA games from third party, which is Doom and LA Noire. So I think Nintendo's done a good job. I think the first year has been great for this system, and people are buying the games because, again, a lot of people. Oceanhorn, I just mentioned it. I forgot to mention it, but another indie game that is a good game, said that they sold the most on the Switch and stuff like that. And that's not been the only developer that keeps saying that. So fans are buying games, and that's what Nintendo wants. Again, they want rabid fans who will be buying a lot of games so they can make that money on software.
Yep. And I guess it's going to be fun to see. So just to give some perspective, the Wii did have a lot of games, but the bad thing about the Wii for me was that you had a lot of games that the ones that they call shovelware, and
Yep.
those were games that the quality was horrendous, and they just put them on the system, just to put them there. So the Wii did have a total of 1,528 games come out on the system. Out of those, 351 were exclusives, 57 were console exclusives, and 1,162 were multi-platform games. So yes, they had a lot of games come out on the system, but because they had so many of them, and a lot of those were shovelware, that's why people were criticizing the system, because they were just putting any and every game on there when they shouldn't. The good thing that they're doing right now is, yes, they really haven't opened the floodgates when it comes to indie games and games on the system. They've been more selective on what games are coming out, but they're making sure that those games that are coming out are high quality games. So that's a difference, when it comes to this system and compared to the Wii, which was the last successful Nintendo system, which we really don't count the Wii U. But yeah, just those just to give you some perspective
Yep.
on it. But
That works.
yeah, moving along, we have a Metroid Prime inspired game called Morphight, and it's coming to the Nintendo Switch this November 2nd. Originally, it was supposed to come out earlier. It got delayed a little, but Crescent Moon Games, they have confirmed through their Twitter account that the game arrives in 7 days, making November 2nd their release date. So the game, it does have some aesthetics. I'll say it looks a little bit like No Man's Sky. Hopefully, it's not going to be as big a letdown as No Man's Sky, and the game's not going to be $60 when it comes out. But
Yeah,
it
that was
looks
one of the most overhyped exclusives of all time. I don't know what Sony was thinking putting so much stock in this game, but anyway, keep going. I know what they were thinking. They were thinking they were gonna get their next Minecraft, but look at how that turned out. Keep going,
well.
Caleones.
Yeah, I'll say, like, just to say something quick. It has received additional updates, so it is a better game now, but nothing compared to what
Still
people
not
thought it was
interested.
going to be.
Still not
Yeah.
interested at all. It's again, I don't like Minecraft. Why am I gonna like a space survivor building game? Whatever. I'm not interested. But keep going, Caleones.
Okay, so we had another announcement, and that's that Chess Ultra will be released on the same day, on November 2nd, as Morphight. So that's another game coming out next week. So yeah, the eShop keeps getting bigger and bigger, and this is one that I'm really gonna consider getting on the system, because you know that when I had the Super Nintendo system, one of my favorite games on there was Chess Master, and I loved
I
playing
remember.
chess games.
I was like,
So,
what the hell? Caleones like this boring shit. But anyway, hey, whatever
yeah.
tinkles your fancy.
So they have it as listed as 1249 euro, which makes it something close to like 1450 US dollars. So it might be either $15 or something close to it, or 12.99. So we'll see what the cost is going to be here in North America. The game itself is 2.1 gigabytes, so it's still a small game. It's not really going to occupy too much of the memory, but we'll see. And uh, before we continue, we have the PSV Xbox. He did say that he liked the Wii, and he doesn't know why people hate it. We don't hate the Wii. We actually love the concept. We have said that if it wasn't because Nintendo didn't include HDMI support or for the system could have had a longer life. But because of it, it died earlier. But the game had amazing games, and had some games, at the end of it, including some of our top 10 greatest games ever made with the Super Mario Galaxies and with Xenoblade Chronicles being part of it.
And
So
still had two good Zelda games, one good Metro Prime game. A lot of good stuff there. So I like the Wii a lot. A lot of people hate it and blame it for Nintendo becoming casual. Nintendo's a company. They need to make money. They just made a system that caught fire, pure and simple, and the casuals came. That's fine. But still, they made good Nintendo games on it, and I was happy with the system. Now, the Wii U, I can say that I don't like the Wii U. I would say that that's the worst Nintendo console of all time, in my opinion. Well, Virtual Boy still wins, but I mean the Wii U. Let's say the ones that survived, the Wii U, I think is the worst one. But anyway, I agree. The Wii is a good console, in my opinion. I wish it was just HD. A lot of games would have benefited. And I'm telling you, I play them in the Dolphin sometimes. Mario Galaxy in the Dolphin looks freaking awesome. Xenoblade Chronicles look really good in the Dolphin. So it's just sad that it did not become HD. And it kind of makes me wish that Nintendo does a virtual console where they upscale to HD a lot of these games. I mean, if emulators can, why can't we get Mario Sunshine in HD? That would be pretty
yeah.
cool. But
I'm gonna get sidetracked a little, but I want to say when it comes to the Wii U, yes, your gamepad, it was okay. By being able to play get the games on it, having the secondary display. There's some game mechanics that you would not be able to do without it. But if that gamepad was really expensive, Nintendo probably spent $100 to $120 just on the gamepad itself. And if they would have used that money and put it on the system, increase the RAM, increase the power, have the Pro controller as the default controller for the Wii U, the system would have taken off because
and
now
not
you
call it
have
the Wii
yeah,
U.
and not call it the Wii U. So if you put that amount of power on the system and that money to the system itself, who knows? Then we have a console that's going to be either 4 gigs of RAM, and but with that money, you can probably make it close to 8 gigs of RAM. Now you're competing straight on with the PS3 and the Xbox 360 when it came out, and still be as powerful or close to the power of PS4 and Xbox One, so you can still get those third-party games. But at the end of it, we still don't know if that would have been enough to entice third-party developers to come over to the system. So who knows? But either way, I still say that the Wii U was a necessary evil for Nintendo to be able to come up with the Switch. The Wii U was the bridge in between the Wii and the Nintendo Switch, and it had to happen for us to get to this point.
Okay. Any more news, Caleones?
Okay, we have the town building strategy title Townsmen will be coming to the Nintendo Switch on 2018. The developer, which is a German developer called Handy Games, they released a video of the game being played on the Switch, and they haven't said exactly a release date for it, but it will be in 2018. So that's another one to look forward to. And that basically wraps up our stories.
Woo! A lot of Mario Odyssey love in this show, baby. But now it's time to move to our store, our favorite mini market, so Caleones. What new games are coming for the Switch? And what store are we gonna get them from, Caleones?
Well, we're gonna get it from the Shigeru Mini Market, which is really becoming a supermarket as we see more and more games coming out. But we have a pretty loaded week. So
Big load. Yes.
Yes. So we're gonna be telling you the games that came out this week, and then we're gonna tell you our game of the week.
Go
But
ahead. Go ahead.
but either way, we have the Mummy Demastered. We have a Poi Explorer Edition, Night of Ashore 2, Bride of the New Moon, Night Terrors, Just Dance 2018, Zombie Gold Rush, Violet, Time Recoil, Splasher, Moon Hunters, Neo Geo's Mutation Nation, and Super Mario Odyssey. So the week has been loaded. There's a lot of games that came out for it. And I mean, even though we have Super Mario Odyssey, there's a couple of those that I think will be really good sellers. And once the Super Mario Odyssey hype dies down, which it probably never, but you know, when it just a little bit, when people have finished a game and 100% the heck out of it, they'll be looking towards those other games as well. So pretty loaded week. So what's your game of the week, Dantes?
Oh, Just Dance 2018. It has a song Despacito. Like someone in this podcast still owes that. So I'm calling him out right now to freaking finish that challenge. Anyway, yeah, Just Dance is my game of the week. And yours, Caleones?
Okay, so what about this week? I mean, well, actually, I'm gonna make a concession on here, and I'll say I'll be doing the video, if you say no, that's fine. I'll go ahead and. So, do you give me the option of like doing the video for Despacito, or doing a video of Despacito while dancing to Just Dance 2018?
Do you have Just Dance 2018?
I could get my hands on it.
I mean, whatever you want to do. I still want you to lip sync the song. So, you're screwed still.
I'm not going to be lip syncing. I'll do it myself. I'll sing it.
Okay. Then we stay with that format. We have to comply with the rules of losing. You have to show some integrity, Caleones. A bet is a bet. Pay the piper. Anyway, Just Dance is the game of the week. No, bullshit. It's Mario Odyssey. No, if anybody's listening, please don't think that. No, not even close. Well, but with that, Caleones, whew, store is big, it's growing. Like I said, I'm going to give you this. I'm going to call it a super store if Xenoblade Chronicles gets the 4th 90 for Nintendo this year, because, again, Mario Kart hasn't had a 90. 92. Yeah, I'm going 90. I just say 90, but Odyssey got 90, over 90, and Breath of the Wild got over 90. So, could Nintendo get 4 games over 90? And you know what? For the next Force In Unison Live, now I thought of a subject that we could bring for the Force In Unison Live show, because it encompasses. I'm going to go and look for the history of Metacritic and go Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft, and let's see who has the more 90s, 80s, and 70s. Split out, maybe 90s and 80s. I'm not going to do 70. So how many 90s Nintendo got, 80s Nintendo got, and the same for Sony and the same for Microsoft. I think that's going to be fun to have a quick discussion and put some fanboys here dancing for us like puppets. Anyway, that's great. Caleones, with that, it's done. Let's go to Nintendo Sonoma discussion, where me and Caleones go one-on-one inside the ring and discuss the latest and hottest news from Nintendo. But this week, we're not going to the ring. We're going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate the launch of Mario Odyssey and gives our impressions of the game. Anyway, with that said, welcome to Onuma's Nintendo's discussion. Caleones, do you want to go first and hit it up with your impressions of Mario Odyssey?
Well, I'll say it seems like I'll say, personally, when it comes to Mario Odyssey, the game graphics look great, lightning is great, the controls. I even played it 2-player with my son. I was helping him out with his game, so I was controlling Cappy while he was running around with Mario, and I had fun. And I actually. It controlled really good when it came to the 2-player segment, so I was pretty amazed by that. And of course, it's Nintendo, so when it comes to tight gameplays, I know they're always supreme when it comes to it.
The Metro Kingdom.
The game, the way that it starts, how it doesn't really start like any other Mario game. It like drops you in the middle of a battle and you go from there. So that was really surprising.
Super Mario Odyssey.
The amount of different worlds that you have, the different gameplay.
Mario sets off to stop Bowser, who's planning to marry Princess Peach in a very unwelcome wedding.
But he is
joining him on the journey is the heroic hat-shaped Cappy.
I cannot say anything that hasn't really been said before. The game has a 97 Metacritic, and it deserves every bit of it. So I haven't finished the game yet, so of course I can't really say where exactly it would rank until the game is finished. And we're probably not really gonna review the game until
He also
next
gains
week.
the incredible
So that's
brand
when
new
we're
capture ability.
more than likely going to give a final impression.
If Mario throws
But
Cappy at bullet bill,
we
he can
would
take
like
control
to
of it.
make it as close to 100% on it before we give our impressions on the
Hammer
game.
Brothers can be
And
captured
that's
too.
something that Dantes is probably going to take care of anyway by trying to find all
Different
the
capture
modes,
targets let
which
Mario
I
do
don't know
all
if I can
kinds
do
of
that
things.
in a week if
With this new ability, Mario can explore to his heart's content.
But I'll do my best. We'll see what happens.
Essential
yeah,
to Mario and Cappy's
as far
adventure is
as,
the cap-shaped
Mario,
airship, the Odyssey.
I'm glad that Nintendo
It's
went back
powered by
to
power
the Mario
moons,
64
which are scattered
formula,
all
and
over
they
the
went
world.
away from the Galaxy formula.
Gather
And I say
enough power
like this
moons,
as
and the
I
Odyssey
love
will
Galaxy,
have the power it
but you
needs
have,
to take you to the next kingdom.
sequels. So you have Galaxy 1, Galaxy 2. You got both of those on the Wii.
Some power
and
moons are tucked
Mario
out of sight.
64, even though Sunshine
Others are
is
earned by defeating
a little,
enemies or
it's
completing
kind of
different
like
tasks.
open world.
There
when
are
it comes
lots
to it,
of
but
ways
it's not
to
really
find
the
them.
same. And
they're
people
hidden
were
everywhere.
asking Nintendo for a Mario 64
explore the world
sequel.
thoroughly.
They've been saying it over and over again, and this does feel like a sequel to Mario 64. It has, I believe,
The Crazy Cap retail
biggest
chain
or
has
the-
stores all over the
the
world.
largest amount of movesets when it comes to Mario by
Pay them
far
a visit to
of
spend your
any other Mario
collected
game
coins on
ever,
the
and that
finest of
includes
regional wares.
like capturing the different enemies and their moves.
Change Mario's
So, 'cause, I mean,
outfit
they
to
do
suit
perform
your mood
different
and
things.
explore
So
the
you gotta
world
add
in
all of that
style.
up. Even the first-person segments when you're controlling a tank, that controls really
When you're
well.
on a trip,
and you can probably
you've
make an
gotta
entire
take
game out of
pictures.
it if you wanted
And
to.
the
but
time-freezing snapshot mode lets
there's
you do just
nothing
that.
bad that I can say about the game.
You can change
But again,
angles.
I haven't finished it. Yeah, but it
Zoom.
is a nice conversation to have of what game you believe
Add
is
filters.
the best game of the year from Nintendo. If
Or
it's
rotate for a vertical shot
Breath
you
of the
can
Wild
use as a
or
smartphone background.
Super Mario Odyssey.
Okay. I'll do mine.
There are a variety of minigames to discover throughout your
First thing I
journey.
want to say is the game, the graphics look awesome. The game looks great in 60 frames per second. That's why I kept telling Caleones, and hopefully
Connect
Caleones
to
now
the internet to
understands
see
what I mean.
scores
where
and times of
60
other
frames
players and friends the
should
world
rule them
over.
all, not
If
resolution.
you prefer playing cooperatively with a friend,
I don't care if the
swap
game
to
is
two-player mode
900p
and
like it
pass
was
with
in
a
this
Joy-Con
game.
controller. By
But if
working
it's 60, it
together
just
and
makes it look
combining
better.
your
It just
powers
makes it
with
run
Mario and
smooth
Cappy,
and jumping and
defeat
doing
powerful
everything.
enemies.
Just everything runs
Like
really
this.
well. And I'm really surprised how well it runs in the system because it
Loved ones who
maintains
aren't
that
used to
60
action
frames
games might
pretty
also
well.
enjoy
I
assist
haven't
mode.
noticed a single drop. So
It has useful
I am
support features like
really
arrows that help keep you on the
impressed
critical
with
path.
Nintendo and how they
a
take
quick return
all
to
the
safety
juice
when you
out of
fall
their
somewhere
hardware.
dangerous.
I don't know how they do it,
Players can
but they
freely
do it.
swap in and out of both
So the game looks
two-player
great.
mode and assist
I think it's
mode.
the best looking Nintendo Switch game that this generation, pure and simple. As of now, of course, the Switch has just been out for less than a year, but it looks great. Second, the gameplay. I am happy also that it came back to more of an open area type of Mario 64 type of gameplay. As of now, I still like Galaxy a lot. It's still, again, it's one of my favorite games of all time. But I love Mario 64, and a lot of people give shit to Mario Sunshine, but I thought Mario Sunshine was good too. So I'm really hoping that, kind of like Wind Waker, when Wind Waker got remade, and a lot of people changed their mind on Wind Waker, that if Mario Sunshine gets another opportunity and gets remade, that a lot of people will change their mind on Mario Sunshine, because I didn't thought it was a bad
Get
game.
ready for Mario's globe-trotting adventure.
In the top 5
Super
Mario
Mario
games of all
Odyssey.
time, but I still thought
Only on
it does
Nintendo
belong in the
Switch.
top 10 Mario games of all time, in my opinion. But again, yeah, I'm happy that it's a more open type of world.
Super Mario Odyssey
Mario
is
game.
compatible with
I
Amiibo accessories.
Liked it a lot.
These wedding-style Amiibo give you in-game outfits and may come in handy during your adventure.
I'm in Sand Kingdom right now. And the game opens up in Sand Kingdom.
All other
there was
currently
in the
released
list, there
Amiibo
was
are also
69 moves.
supported.
I don't know why Nintendo picked 69. But anyway, there was 69 moves.
Pay a visit
moons
to a kingdom and
to
chat
pick
with
in
Uncle
Sand
Amiibo
Kingdom.
to use
And you
an
really
Amiibo
lose
to mark a Power Moon's
you lose
location
lose
on
track
that
of
kingdom's
time
map.
when you're trying to find all
These
the moons and
wedding-style
trying to
Amiibo
find
will be
it.
available both
Like
individually
I said, I
and
only
as a
played
set.
around
For more
maybe 5
information
to
about
6
the
hours
Super
of the
Mario
game.
Odyssey game and Amiibo,
But I'm still in the
visit
first 3
Nintendo.com.
worlds. Like I went back to the other worlds, trying to find all the purple coins, trying to buy all the clothes, having all the customs for Mario X, Y, and Z. I'm like that. I'm trying to collect everything. About the costumes, I like to keep Mario in the classics. I don't like to change him a lot, but I know there's a couple of moons that you don't need to pick based on the costume, and that's fine. That's all good. I don't like that mechanic. I guess changing custom too much. I like and prefer him in the old school style, but I'm always like that anyway. But it's still cool to collect all the custom and play dress up with Mario. Hey, at least there's no microtransaction. They're not putting their customs in loot boxes. So good job, Nintendo, on that. You got a lot of points for me from that. The other thing about the game that I will say is the 3 bosses that I fed were fun. They were easy Mario bosses. Again, you hit them 3 times and it's over. I wish the Nintendo does evolve a little bit with bosses, but we'll see if it gets better. But there was also a lot of similarities in this game from other Mario games that maybe it's improving upon, or it just shows you. This game is really good. It's a platforming game, but I don't think it's as innovative as a lot of reviewers made it out to be. And let me explain with that. Mario on Mario Galaxy, what does he do? He basically puts a star moon inside a star inside his hat and makes him float when you jump and punch and when you check your woggle, right? Kind of the same here. Now a ghost Cappy comes in and goes into the hat, and you woggle your controller and you throw your hat, and that also helps you jumping in X, Y, and Z. So to me that's similar to Mario Galaxy. The Odyssey. Odyssey is flying from town to town inside the Odyssey. The only thing that they're doing now is they're putting stickers and stuff like that. If you remember Mario Galaxy 2, you were flying on a Mario head from world to world, and then you could walk around your ship and again do the things and X, Y, and Z. So again, another similarity for Mario Galaxy. The moon sets. Yeah, I think the moon sets are as soon as I pick up the game, because I played so many 3D Mario games, I knew how to control Mario quickly. There's new moves that are really cool. But again, it's nothing revolutionary. I think what this game makes really well is the design, the level design. This is where this game really killing it for me right now. Is the creativity on how to find the moons, how to get. There's a couple of even tough stages already that to get those secret moons, you have to really do some good platforming. And again, for people, if you're just going to beat the game, you may find the game not easy. Like the guy on the reviewer that gave it a 7.5, he said that the game was too easy, and that's one of the reasons why he gave it a 7.5. Maybe he did not do anything. Maybe he just did the bare minimum and beat the game. If you do the bare minimum, like every 3D Mario game, you're not going to find the challenge. You know where the challenge opened up in Mario Galaxy? It was when you went to the last stages to get the final green stars and go to it was King. I forgot the name of the kingdom. Anyway, it was the last kingdom was to get the last star was a pain. You had to have your platforming skills up to the task to get crown kingdom. There you go, crown world, whatever it's called, crown world. That I was trying to remember. But if you get to crown world, you had to have your platforming skills up to the task. And every Mario game is like that. Post game, that's where it opens up, and you got the hard stages that you really need to show your skills. So maybe, again, this reviewer just play. But I have found a couple of secret moons already that put my platforming skills to the task. So, again, I think the level design is what this game is killing it. I don't think it's innovative, as a lot of people are saying, but the level design, to me, is killing it. But maybe the reason I don't find it as innovative is because Mario has changed itself so many times that what is left for you to do? Zelda Breath of the Wild was more innovative for the Zelda franchise because it was the first time that it went open world. For Mario, I think it's more perfecting what they already have done. And to me, they're doing that. The Mario controls great. I saw a couple of reviewers saying that they felt Mario a little bit floaty. I don't know. I find him fine. But that's just me. And I guess the other last impression, I would say the music. The music is cool. I like the music. I like Mario's songs in this game. So, again, I'm finding the game fun. And I think the biggest compliment I can give this game is I'm thinking of getting back to it as soon as possible. Like, it's in my head. It's like I want to go back and play it. And basically, my son has been playing all day long. He's not a type of gamer that stays there playing the whole day a game. He's one of the gamers that plays 1 hour, 2 hours, and then stuff. But gets tired and wants to do something else. He's been playing all freaking day. So that shows you that's the biggest compliment that I can give this game. Game is fun. Anyway, Caleones, anything to add?
No, I mean, just to say that one of the things I'm looking forward to is because we've tried to stay away from leaks and details and things like that, even though Game Explain kind of ruined the amount of moons that they have because of their questionable choice for a thumbnail.
Yeah, there's 666
on one
moves
of the
to
videos.
give you guys a heads up. 666.
Well, that's not the number. So and we're not
the number
and we're not gonna
of the
say
beast.
yeah, we're not gonna say how many on here because I wouldn't want to run it for you guys. But I'm looking forward to the what happens after the game. A lot of people have said that there's a lot of things to do after the game is over. So I'm really looking forward to trying to find out what it is. So
there's no Luigi. My understanding is there's no Luigi, my friend. Like I think you get a Luigi costume for Mario, but that's it. That's if that's the case, I don't know for sure, but based on thumbnail that showed the costumes of Mario, Luigi was wearing the green and blue. Mario was wearing the green and blue. That tells me that Luigi's not in this game, and that's what was one of the fun parts about Mario Galaxy. That is gonna be tough for this game to beat. Is that at some point in the game you start using Luigi, and you had to use his skills to get some stars that were tough to reach. So we'll see. I still don't want to say, oh, that just takes points away, but you have to give some love to Luigi, Nintendo. You have to bring the boy in there. But anyway.
Yeah, but I think it's if you include Luigi, that's going to take away from the storyline. So the storyline is, Peach, of course, she's been kidnapped and she's been forced to marry Bowser, and Mario jumps to her rescue. So in essence, this is a more personal love story in between Mario and Peach than any other game. And putting Luigi in, and putting Luigi in there, it would probably be taken away from it. But either way, I think maybe we're gonna get
DLC.
No, I'm saying maybe we're gonna get Luigi's Mansion as one of those non-traditional Switch games next year. So maybe we're gonna get one of those.
Yes, Nintendo. Yes, listen to Caleones. That's one of the smartest things he has said ever since we started this podcast. Go, make Luigi's Mansion for the Switch. Make it happen, Nintendo. Sorry, Caleones, go ahead.
Well, okay, so are you right now, from what you played of the game, would you be able to say, okay, so the 97 Metacritic score is justified?
I don't know. I don't know. I'll say that it's as fun as a lot of reviewers stated that it's gonna be. So at least higher than 90, yes. I don't know if all the way to 97, right? To me, if you ask me, right, innovation-wise, Mario Galaxy was more innovative than this game. So to me, a 97 is a game that is really innovative, that really broke the mold for the genre, or but admittedly, a lot of games like Grand Theft Auto, I think Grand Theft Auto has the record with 98 Metacritic. If you please correct me if I'm wrong, Caleones. That game's not innovative at all, and they still got a 98. So it depends on the reviewer. To me, when you get to 97, 98, that's where, because you did something for the genre that changed the mold completely, right? And that's where I struggle with this game. It's not as innovative, but it is freaking fun. Oh, it is freaking fun. And that's what playing games is all about. It's not about technical or, oh my God, it's 4K, 60 frames. No. I could have a game 4K 60 and be boring as hell, and I'll be like, what, whatever. Why are so people fighting about resolution? Oh, Assassin's Creed. Oh, look at the eagle. Oh, it's flying. Whee! But if the game is repetitive, like a lot of reviewers have stated about Assassin's Creed Origins, who has an 84 right now on Metacritic, and again, it's not a bad Metacritic. 84 is pretty fine, honestly. But I'm just saying that this game is not innovative, in my opinion, as a lot of people made it sound to be when I was reading the review. So I was expecting a little bit more innovation, but it is fun, and they did not miss the mark when they're stating this game is fun. And that's the best takeaway I could say, is that I want to end this podcast, so when my son goes to sleep, I'm gonna be playing all night. That's why I took a nap, so I'm ready for a long all-nighter. Tonight, Caleones. Tonight, baby. Tonight.
Well, I mean, what I'll say about the game is I can't really find any flaws with it. So, I mean, one of the things that you judge the game is what it brings, to the table, what it innovates on, but also on what it does good. And so far, the game does everything great. So, I mean, I haven't found any flaws. Also, like I said, you have so many enemies or in inanimate objects that you can actually take over and they all have their own move sets. Like no two enemies really feel the same. So it's I mean it's an achievement in itself by having all these different ways to play the game, and that's where the game greatly excels, and that's why I believe it does really deserve to be up there. But again, as a disclaimer, I say I haven't beaten the game yet, so I will give you my last judgment of it next weekend when we finally beat it. So that's when we should be giving our review scores of the game.
Hopefully. Maybe I'll say either next or the following to be more, give us a little more time, because like I play the game, I'm slow. I'm trying to search for everything, so I may not even beat it by the time next week comes around. But we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, Caleones, an hour and 20. I think it's time to end this show. I'm sorry we're not going to answer questions tonight, but it's just an hour and 20 minutes long. And Get In, Get Out Nintendo podcast because of the celebration of Mario Odyssey. So, Caleones, are you ready to end this, baby?
Let's go. Let's end it.
Let's end it. Let's go. Yeah, here's some Xenoblade Chronicles music. December 1st, of course. Anyway, thank you again, everybody, for joining us on the Get In and Get Out Nintendo podcast, episode 21, right here at the Force In Unison gaming channel. Every every Saturday, 9:30 Eastern Time. Saturday. Please remember to subscribe, like, and comment so you can make these two crazy MFs happy. Also, if you don't want to see our ugly face, it's all good. We got a solution for you. Go to SoundCloud and iTunes and download this podcast for free. Rate us over there so you can show us some love. Also, go to our Facebook page at Force In Unison Gaming. And finally, and Dantes says finally, go to chiguerosnews.com and give some clicks and love to my boy Caleones. With all that said, thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
Long live Nintendo and go Buckeyes.
There we go. Boom. Remember, thank you for watching and subscribe. Thank you, guys, everybody. See you.